The following podcast is intended for mature audiences. If you enjoy our work, please like, comment, subscribe, and follow the links in the description. Thanks for your support, and enjoy.
Greetings and salutations, listener. It is I, Eric J. Chucky, joined as always by the boy.
Hey.
This is the Two Nerds Podcast, talking about WWE Payback 2017, the greatest event known to man.
He wasn't, listen, alright. You want the spoiler-free version of this? Here it is. It sucked.
Oh my god, we're like a week late, whatever. Spoiler-free version is go fuck yourself.
It sucked. There we go. Good, podcast over.
We actually briefly considered not even fucking talking about it.
Like, we just, couldn't think of something else to talk about.
Well, yeah, basically. That wasn't just, like, empty calories, the podcast.
Yeah, like, we're going to see what'll probably be a good movie tomorrow.
And you guys will probably get a podcast on that.
We're getting what might be a really good game soon. And you guys might end up getting a podcast on that. But neither of those things is here yet. And I don't know if we had any anniversary month stuff left to do.
Well, we do, but, like, I'm saving it.
Excuse us, one of our cats is demanding attention. Continue with what you were saying.
Sure. I had reached the end of my statement. How are you, listener?
Oh, so the show wasn't good.
Yeah.
People on the internet thought it was good, and I'd love to know.
That's the fucking look. I think this is okay.
I just like no. You know what? I'm not mad. I'm not.
I
want to know what show they were watching, and I'd like to know if I can have it instead.
I just feel like they're just eternal optimists, and I'm not a pessimistic person. I'm not. Well,
I am.
I can be if I'm upset. I'm not upset. I watched this show thinking this might not be half bad. And I suppose in that respect, I was right. It was exactly half bad.
I wouldn't say that.
I would. I watched it.
I would say, I don't know if it was, like, that good.
No, you know what? You're right.
65
it was more
to
than
70% bad.
It was far more than half bad. This is one of those podcasts where I'm going to talk about how hard we are padding this shit out, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Actually, it will at a certain point constitute as padding itself. So first match, as the fucking Chris Jericho beat Kevin Owens via submission. Now we're just reading the Wikipedia page to you because this fucking match happened. It sure happened.
No, I think there's more room here. First of all, okay, everybody knows Chris Jericho's going on tour with Fozzy. And at the time of recording this is the problem with the space-time continuum and us fucking with it and not recording directly after, which we had very good reasons for. And I'm not trying to shit on those reasons. But, like, you guys already know that Chris Jericho's already gone because Kevin Owens beat him for the title again on SmackDown.
Was it 2 days later on SmackDown?
Yeah, 2 days later on SmackDown.
That's hilarious.
They only did this for the ruse.
Yeah, it was just a pointless swerve. Like, just a pointless swerve to get you to watch SmackDown. That's what it was. Actually, for being a Raw pay-per-view, like, half this fucking show was a pointless swerve to get you to watch SmackDown.
Which is strange, because Raw's the shittier show. Well, they both kind of suck now. After the Superstar Shakedown.
They've managed to fuck up it for everyone. Good job, guys. This match happened. It was nothing bad. It also basically didn't exist.
I mean, it was the same stupid shit from Kevin Owens, and then they did the fucking stupid finger gimmick. I wasn't mad about at first. I was like, no, him grabbing the rope with one finger, but then they really focused on the finger, and
well, he grabbed the rope with one finger in their last match, and that's what, got him the win, or whatever.
Right.
And, they did it again. I was like, oh, they did the spot again. Oh, I hope this doesn't become one of Kevin Owens' things. That's a dumb thing. Don't make that be a thing. And then they did, instead of making it a thing for him for the rest of his career,
That remains to be seen.
That's true. They focused on injuring that particular finger, because I guess that's the finger that holds all of Kevin Owens' power.
Well, it was the one that he was unable to use to get out of the move that he submitted on.
Well, yeah, because he couldn't reach the ropes because he couldn't extend his mighty reaching finger. It's the dumbest shit. It's not the dumbest shit I've seen. That remains Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg at Survivor Series.
And I say this as a fat man, not that I really have fat fingers, but this dude's fucking Vienna sausage fingers are not any, this guy's gonna struggle to get the last pickled egg out of a jar. Magic fucking reaching finger. Fuck you, Kevin Owens, and your clean-shaven face.
Oh, he shaved?
I mean, he did, but it kind of started to grow back already because he's a wildebeest, so...
He's Canadian. What do you want?
Yeah, exactly. We had that conversation earlier.
We just have random conversations about Canadians, just so you know. Moving on.
I'm sorry. I wanted to continue because I wanted to talk about something better. Actually, this match is better.
Yeah. Austin Aries beat Neville, but by disqualification, so Tiny Triple H gets to be the champion. Yeah!
This was a really good match. And
probably match of the night.
Yeah, probably, in terms of, skill and stuff.
Yep. Second only to 2 matches after. You know what? The middle of this show was pretty good, wasn't it?
There were 3 matches in a row that were really good, and this is the first one. And then the rest of this show was poop. It was just duty.
You know what? Compelling duty at certain points, but...
It was...
Well, I want to talk about the matches. I want to talk about this match.
Yes.
Because it deserves it, because it was probably the most technically skilled match of the night, and it was one of the middle block of a good pay-per-view that we saw. That was entertaining for me.
I don't... Out of all the guys in the Cruiserweight division, I probably care about these fuckers the least.
I like Tiny Triple H.
All
Triple H's, like all Spider-Men, are good.
I don't care. I don't care. Which is pretty much how I feel about Triple H these days, so I suppose it's universal. And Austin Aries, I'm glad he's working.
Apparently he's doing a thing with bananas now. That's his new gimmick, is bananas.
It's boners. His gimmick is boners.
His gimmick... Oh, that's right, because he had a mighty video package.
Yes. It's his...
And the fans liked it, so his gimmick is boners.
It's just... Yeah. So... I mean, that's the trade-off, I guess. But,
well, not to say we're above sophomore humor ourselves, I'd like to formally apologize. Because, Jesus. You'll understand in a minute. But anyway, this match wasn't bad. It was actually quite good. I started with wasn't bad because I'm just talking about this pay-per-view, and that's my natural sentence beginner.
No, wrong. This match was bad. Should be your natural sentence beginner. This match was very good. I liked it a lot. I wish it had been different guys, just because I like different guys, but whatever. I mean, they put on a really good match, so I'm not going to argue that hard. That's really
I like that Neville is still a champion, because I didn't want him to lose it at fucking Payback.
I would like for this to go on a little while.
I would like for Neville to be the champion for a little while.
I don't care.
It's just, it really helps solidify the division. In the way that a good, strong heel champion is one of the best ways to help solidify a division.
I have an argument with that mentality in general, but I don't have the time, patience, or resources at present to delve into it. I just would like to state for the record that I don't necessarily purchase that.
It's not always true. It's not a universal truth, like if you toss an apple up into the air, it will fall down again.
Well, if a hawk steals it, it won't.
Stop.
Next time you're outside with an apple, you're going to be tossing it, just having yourself a good time, thinking about the next time you're going to take a bite out of your apple, you're going to throw it up in the air, just fucking hawk. You're going to be
you know what? No.
Shit, damn it.
No, it will be, holy shit, this is the best thing. I can tell this story to everyone now. And no one will believe me unless I've Instagrammed it. But, it's not always true, but a good heel champion can definitely solidify a division. Like Ric Flair, or,
I mean, we're talking about a different generation, though.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
Like, nowadays, I don't know if that's...
Then I'll amend my statement to a good, compelling champion. Neville's compelling because he's a good, solid, respectable, and believable heel character. But a good, compelling champion who makes his opponents look good in his victories can build up a division. That's the reason you don't necessarily want a more classic, strong face champion like, say, large competition Jonathan, for instance. Because he tends not to make his opponents look very good in defeat. So it ends up looking, instead of like a strong division with a lot of strong contenders, it ends up looking like this dude's level 20 and the rest of these people are level 1 and he's just clowning them.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like to see John Cena as a cruiserweight champion for a number of reasons.
You know what? No, I'd love it.
Why am I the cruiserweight champion? Because I said so.
What are you going to do?
I got creative control. What do you want from me?
You're tiny. You can't stop me.
All of you could try at once, and I would fight you all and I would win, as I have proven in the past. My name's John Cena, mic drop. And then he gently sets the mic on the turnbuckle or gives it back to the person who gave it to him or something, just to rile you further.
Mic drop, gives it back. You didn't drop the mic. I mean, it went from all the way up here to all the way down there. So in a way, didn't I?
Yeah. I just don't care about Neville is the only thing. Like, as a character. As an athlete, fine. Fucking Austin Aries is an athlete, fine. Austin Aries is a gimmick, stupid.
Boners. Boners, boning, boners.
Neville's gimmick, what is it? I don't understand. He's mean, I guess. For some reason. He's upset about the superhero
Triple H.
gimmick.
He's a wee little Triple H.
Vengeance against the people who made him wear a cape. Moving on. We got the Hardy Boys. That is Jeff and Matt Hardy. Beat Cesaro and Sheamus for the Tag Team Championships, which they already held.
Yep, that happened.
Jeff lost a tooth. Matt lost his goddamn mind and, bled everywhere.
From his eyes.
Eyes.
That's really important to note.
He had stigmata.
He bled from his eye, and Matt had an entire tooth go missing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a falsie. Just because Matt and Jeff had...
Nah, dude, his gum was, his socket was bleeding. That was a tooth.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, it wasn't bleeding at the time. So, rather, we weren't up in his mouth.
Yeah.
Put it that way. And I don't, check this shit afterward.
It was probably an implant.
Or an implant, sure. Possibly.
I mean, given the amount of, I'm guessing, meth he's done, it probably had to be.
Just, you name it. But
it was a good match. It was a solid match. They built up Cesaro and Sheamus to win going into this match because they had them both lose singles competitions to individual Hardys, which, I mean, that's how you build a team up to win in the tag match, and then they just lost, which kind of is a great way to shit on Cesaro and Sheamus as, solid competitors. They can't win in them, and they can't beat them in a tag match, they can't beat them in singles, they're just objectively worse. Except for after the match, Cesaro and Sheamus turned heel in an amazing and fun way.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that mentality, but anything that's not the 50-50 booking, I welcome. Even if it's stupid at this point. It's like, oh, good. Nobody got their win back. Great. Fucking fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? The internet whines and bitches and complains about, 50-50 booking is killing the industry. So had to get their win back. Yeah. I'm sorry that the WWE wants their competitors to be, believable as talents who can challenge for things.
I'm sitting right here when you call me the internet and then mock me, so... It doesn't make it less hurtful.
It's just, 50-50 booking has its place. It absolutely does. Is it being overused? Yes, but it's not inherently a bad thing.
Well, no, but, that it's it's a tool in the toolbox, not...
But, if you're trying to build a... all right, you know what? You're right. 50-50 booking is bad. What's happening to Bray Wyatt is excellent. Because 50-50 booking is bad.
Wow, this is possibly the worst podcast ever because we're both mad at each other for some reason.
I'm not mad at you. It's just, that's... That's what happens when you don't do 50-50 booking. That's what happens.
Well, right.
Someone ends up the loser.
Except that he's lost every feud. It's not been Bray wins a match, John Cena wins a match, Bray wins a match, John Cena wins a match. It's been Bray loses all matches, moves on to next opponent, loses all matches, moves on to next opponent, loses all fucking matches.
No, he wins some. But, like...
Whatever. That's not what they're doing here.
No, it's not. I think it was a good move, honestly, because it built them up in a way that I thought they were going to win the match, and then they didn't, and then they turned heel, and I thought it was actually pretty entertaining.
I also enjoyed the match. I don't know why I don't know why there's been all this flip-flop about them being face or heel or not. It feels less like a will they, won't they sort of thing and more just poorly handled. But the inherent charisma of each of the wrestlers has been more than enough to overshadow it, I think. So,
I think it's also pretty much over. Like, they did. There's the baddies now. And they beat up the Hardys, who are super popular, and everyone loves them.
Right, but like 2 months ago, it was over. They did. They're faces now. They united in arms and got cheers from all the fans.
Yeah. They spent a couple months as... Well, to be fair, it was... Cesaro has always been a face. A couple months ago, Sheamus turned face with him, and now they're both... Or Sheamus started to act like a face, and now they've both turned heel. It's kind of a quick turnaround, but it's been a pretty followable series of events, like, as far as I was concerned. Was there a bunch of back and forth on the shows? Because, again, I don't always watch those.
As I understand it, they've just been sort of teasing it. But, I mean, it's the fast turnaround that I've mostly questioned.
Yeah, for me, like, they were medium popular, but they weren't really over. Unfortunately, they were fighting the Hardys, who they were never going to get over against, because, I mean, the internet loves them.
I don't know. These guys seemed pretty over before the Hardys showed up.
They were medium over. They were over with the fans. They weren't over with management.
Oh, I didn't know that's what you meant by that.
I was going there. But they were over with. They weren't over with management. And honestly, to get over with Vince, Cesaro needs a good heel push.
Or veins.
Or veins. But, like, he just, for whatever reason, it might not be Vince. It might be someone else. But, I mean, Internet Scuttlebutt is Vince doesn't like him for some reason. But he needs a good heel gimmick. Because he's never really had a good heel gimmick. He's been a heel a couple times, but all the gimmicks have kind of fallen flat. And I think with Sheamus, who is a very good heel, like, as a heel tag team where they can play off each other and be charismatic and, you know, do what it takes to get people to really cheer you in the modern era, be a bad guy. I think they might get over really solid, and I think it might be a good move for them. And it was certainly interesting at the time.
I feel like we've had this conversation, and then you mentioned that whole thing about how to really get over, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're face or heel. It doesn't matter if they're mean or good.
With the fans, no.
Nothing matters in this apocalyptic wasteland of wrestling.
It's just it's impossible to determine. You can't book anymore. You can't book anymore.
Well, I mean, you can tell your story and not worry about whether the guys in the audience cheering or booing.
But unfortunately, you have to worry about it because it's an integral part of the show, and whether you choose to embrace it or use it or fight against it, it is something you have to contend with. It's like staging an outdoor play, and then a fucking monsoon-level rain hits, and just saying, we can just go on with the play. We just want to acknowledge that the rain is happening. You kind of have to.
I mean, like... there are other hills to die on. In better news, Alexa Bliss beat Bayley for the title.
Yeah, that was good.
Becoming the first woman to hold the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships, which is great because we all thought they were going to give it to Charlotte because they bumped up Charlotte having a match against Naomi just ahead of this pay-per-view, but Charlotte didn't win.
Yeah, I thought they were going to rush it on Charlotte too because by God, if the Flair isn't going to get everything. Which, I mean, I think this is a solid decision because Alexa Bliss is just a better talent than Charlotte.
Sure.
She's better in the ring. She's better on the mic. She's more entertaining. She's more charismatic. She is better.
Well,
fight me.
She tries harder. I mean...
Yeah. Fight me. For real. She's better.
You're choosing the wrong opponent. I'm not going to fight you.
Oh, I'm talking to the listener. Because, I mean, if for no other reason than because she's trying. Whereas Charlotte Flair is content to rest upon her laurels when it's not WrestleMania season. Actually, no, I'm sorry. When it's not specifically WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I was giving her too much credit. This match was also really fun. I actually quite enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, I have to say it was one of the better matches I've seen Bayley in since she got out of NXT.
I think part of the reason, honestly, that I enjoyed watching this match was how it was the fact that I was invested. I wanted Alexa Bliss to win. I was rooting for someone. I was rooting for someone, so I wanted an outcome. I was invested in an outcome.
Well, I mean, that's all I really want out of wrestling these days, but, like, I arrive, and usually the outcome I'm invested in is let this take as short as possible. Which
is a silly outcome to be invested in, because it will take the time it takes.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same time. Unless it's more. Sometimes it's more. But,
should rename this pay-per-view Nihilism, because that's what it's inspired in me.
I can tell. You're very dour today.
I hated this event so much. I hate that I'm talking about it again. Yes, there were 3 good matches, but God, even looking back, it's like, well, I mean, yeah, they were good matches, but geez, do you even care about one of them? Yes. I'm glad the Hardys are there. I'm glad they don't suck. I'm glad they look a hell of a lot better than they did 2 years ago in TNA, or a year ago in TNA, excuse me. Impact Wrestling, Owlverse, what the fuck ever it's called.
Owlverse?
Their logo is supposed to be an owl. There's a big chant, fuck that owl, because they tried to steal the deleted gimmick from Matt.
Oh, that's what fuck that owl was.
Yeah.
I saw that hashtag online, and I was like, why are y'all wanting to fuck owls? Internet, what did I miss? Why is owl fucking the new thing?
No, it's the A in their logo is now a blue owl. Sort of, because I don't even really think it looks like an owl. So.
That's a choice. It's a choice.
Yeah. Impact Wrestling makes a lot of choices.
Yeah, it does.
Speaking of fucking choices.
Some of the choices they make include sending cease and desist orders to Vince McMahon. Like, that's not going to make him do it more. Yeah, but speaking of choices, perhaps some of them unwise, let's talk about the House of Horrors match, everybody.
You know, I feel like this started earlier.
It did. They just put it where it ended.
Yeah.
So, I feel like... How do you start this conversation?
This was a pile of dumb shit that was probably never going to be good, and it was exactly as fucking stupid as it could have been. Not only did you have a stupid fucking match where Randy Orton goes to a house and not even really interestingly fights Bray Wyatt, interposed amongst scenes of, like, stock horror footage that they recreated in real life with a fucking soundtrack and not even the amount of special effects to make it interesting. But then Bray Wyatt kills Randy Orton with a fridge, drives to the fucking arena.
No. Steals Randy Orton's limo and tells the driver who... Alright, no, I have to go further in. I have to go further into this because the minutiae is so important. Because, like, at its base, this was just 2 drunk uncles fighting in a crack den. That's all this was.
And that's funny, but it's not even that good, because the drunk uncles would have at least bled each other.
So, like, Randy Orton arrives shirtless in dress pants. I feel like that's an important distinction. not wearing his wrestling trunks, which I don't know if that would have been weirder, but shirtless in dress pants. And maybe wrestling boots, maybe dress shoes, I don't know. The footage was grainy intentionally, so he comes into this house, which has been lit with, like, you know those things you can put in your lawn and they put, like, stars on the side of your house with lasers? One of those, only it's just doing a blue light now. The house is just blue, like it's Christmas time, and they didn't want to put up lights. And then he gets a confused look on his face, turns to the right, and a haunted tractor just drives by.
And that haunted tractor gave me false hope. Because I was like, yes, this is going final deletion level stupid. That haunted tractor was the only good thing about this match.
Like, because if you had committed to haunted tractor level stupid...
Yes, if the tractor came back later to fight Randy Orton in the living room, if it crashed through the window, and Randy screamed, no, haunted tractor!
He tried to get out of the house, and the haunted tractor just, like, showed up and barreled into him to keep him in the house.
If Randy Orton RKO'd the haunted tractor, I would be talking about a different fucking match that I loved. But you couldn't give me that.
RKO the haunted tractor, Randy. You need to get your win back on the haunted tractor. So then, Randy goes up to the house, and it's like, it's just a normal house with a blue light on it.
Yeah, a really regular house.
It's a little shitty looking, like maybe Bray hasn't been home recently or something.
He's been on vacation.
He's on the road a lot, you know.
God damn.
He looks in, and Bray Wyatt, who has clearly been waiting at this corner, or like saw Randy's limo pull up and was like, all right, cool, it's time. And he went and got in position because he just happens to be walking by like an inner doorway, and he stops and is backlit and turns towards him. And I have so much false hope at this point because it's so stupid. And parts of it embraced its glorious stupidity, but they kept pulling back. Like, there was a point where Bray Wyatt attacked Randy Orton through a wall.
Which I've been told is a Resident Evil 7 thing.
I mean, they don't own attacking people through walls.
No, but, like, it's in recent memory, and it happens jump scarily in pretty much the exact same way from the exact same side. Whatever.
I don't care. They don't own attacking people through walls. And
I'm just trying to share what I've been told. I'm sorry.
But, like, it's... And there's a room full of, like, weird baby dolls.
Yeah.
That was... Like,
stupid.
Very stupid, but also, I just get this image of fucking Bray Wyatt sat in his living room with just a fucking whole bunch of baby dolls. Just quietly like, oh, this is gonna spook him. This is gonna give him such a scare.
But it's like, it's one of those fucking things where in the movie that shit looks good, you know? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake that came out about, 14 years ago. It looked cool in there. Creepy baby dolls nailed everywhere because you shot it from Dutch angles and the lighting was different and there were effects. But this has all the mysticism and terror of like seeing Anthony Daniels halfway out of his C-3PO outfit. I mean, it's just a man. It's just a man honestly, sitting in a fucking lawn chair.
The central conceit is the problem. Because that's scary because it reveals a very tortured, almost childlike, weird innocence to what is ultimately an incredibly violent psychopath who's trying to murder the person who's experiencing it. The problem is these two are adult men having a wrestling fight.
Well, I mean, the other problem is, dude, it's not even as well sold as fucking Hulk Hogan against the fucking...
There's no Hulkamaniacs here.
Oh, it's not hot. Randy Orton is so nonplussed by everything.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is Randy Orton's the wrong opponent for this match. Like, someone who can do a decent face, and, like, you know what?
Or it's in character for, you know what I mean?
You know what? Fucking AJ Styles. Hillbillies are scared of supernatural stuff. I can confirm. So... Like, imagine him being, like, folksily upset at everything. Oh, dang it, no! No, dang!
And then he can get, like, mad and swat at the baby dolls, like, that's gonna dispel them or something.
Yes! You had, like, because Randy Orton's default, and I love Randall Keith Orton, he's an amazing wrestling talent, but his default reaction to something is to stare at it confusedly.
I mean, he's the apex predator. It's kind of, fuck it, can I kill it, can I eat it? None of these things, moving on.
He's a fucking snake! So is dolls. Not edible, not fuckable. I have no desire to hurt them. Where's Bray?
Yeah, I mean, like, this match was a series of all of the emotional investment of a man walking into a room and deciding to leave.
Sometimes another man was fighting him as he was like, no, I'm just gonna go. I'm just leaving now. This is I understand you've put a lot of effort into this. It's just not working for me. This was like if you go to a haunted house and you're determined not to even try to engage in the haunted house. So you just walk through bored. Like, Randy Orton's that guy. And you know what? I've been to haunted houses with that guy. There is nothing in the universe less fun than being in a haunted house with that guy.
So, unless there was anything else you really felt the need to mention.
Yes, there are three things I want to mention about this fucking match.
Please.
One, when Bray Wyatt has killed him with a fridge, and he has committed murder, fridges are heavy, and he tossed it on his head. Yes, it was count by the counter, but kayfabe, motherfucker, he's supposed to be dead now. He goes out to the front lawn, drops to his knees, and does his follow the buzzards thing. And I'm like, yes, he's going to light the house on fire. He's going to use his voodoo magic to light the house on fire, and this will finally take a turn into the fucking match I wanted it to be. Because then he's up the ante. You light my house with my dead sister in it? I'm going to light you on fire in my own house. Does that make sense? No, I'm out of the house now. But you know what? You're hurt. Haha, you're dead now and on fire. Yes, but no, he doesn't. And then, like, I'm sure Eric Wowen off screen presses the button to switch the light because that's his cue. And the light from the house goes from blue to red, and Bray acts like that has signaled Orton's defeat. Then they go to the arena. Again, Bray Wyatt steals Randy Orton's limo and goes to the arena in it. This bears repeating because when he gets to the arena, of course Randy's already there. How did Randy get there? Did Randy Orton steal Bray Wyatt's perfectly normal Toyota Corolla rent-a-car and drive to the arena? Because it was one road. It was a country road. So that implies that there is a part of this story where Randy Orton has to wait for another car not to be coming the other way and pass his own limo with Bray Wyatt in it.
I think you're giving this too much credit with fucking fridge logic. Regardless, we get to this point where Bray Wyatt shows up at the arena. Like, there were a million times in here where, for no reason, Randy Orton was the driver, or Randy Orton attacks him at this point, or we see
Randy Orton was the driver. That would have been so fucking good.
Yeah, they pulled it with The Undertaker. It was perfect. Like, 8 years ago? Anyhow, but Randy Orton shows up at the arena. Nobody questions it.
Randy Orton's here! Okay.
He walk? God damn.
He stole Bray Wyatt's perfectly normal Toyota Corolla rent-a-car.
He got on the ghost tractor and it knew the way.
Oh no! No, you can't give it that much credit. That would have been better. Imagine it. He crawls out of the red house and, like, crawls onto the tractor and he just goes, "Tractor, take me to him." And then the tractor starts trundling away into the night. That would have been perfect.
Like, this is what I'm saying. All we needed is some sort of, like,
commit, motherfucker, commit to the bit.
I mean, even as bad as this already was, they didn't give us any inkling as to how Randy Orton showed up at the arena. As bad as this already was, they're not even trying.
And they didn't comment on the fact that it's weird that he just showed up.
Yeah, nobody says a fucking word. They're just like, oh, good, Randy's here, as expected.
Oh, good, the match can continue now.
And like it does for half a minute until Jinder Mahal.
No, Jinder Mahal's Bollywood boys show up and beat down Randy, and then Jinder shows up and does what I assume is Jinder's finisher. No, he hits him with the title, that's right.
Yeah, but I have an issue here.
Which, for all I know, that might be Jinder's finisher.
And don't get me wrong, I like the Bollywood boys, and I like Jinder Mahal. and maybe this is on me, and I will accept that.
Okay.
But I've watched this WWE programming for, God, about 25 years now, and I don't think it is. Jinder Mahal is big and ropey and veiny. And now he has been saddled with the two identical Bollywood boys. Why is he a penis? And this, like... And I need to explain to you, this isn't some elaborate joke I've carved over the last 2 weeks. As they came out, and Michael Colt said, "Oh, the Bollywood boys are here." I misheard him, and I thought he said the Bolly boys are here, and I was like, I 100% bought that the WWE was like, these guys are testicles, and they follow around the Jinder Mahal cock, and I didn't like it.
That brings a whole new meaning to don't hinder the gender.
I didn't like it at all, but I believed it.
You can't stall the Mahal.
Anyway, Bray
Jinder
Wyatt,
Mahal just looks right into camera. I'm going to rape him now.
Bray Wyatt ends up winning after Jinder and the Balls defeat Randy Orton for him, even though he killed him with a fridge. I don't understand.
Why did he need help?
Why can't you just give
Why couldn't he win his own weird, dumb match on his own?
Like, this match...
Yes, it was weird and stupid and poorly thought out, but I guess that's his gimmick now.
There are so many levels of this not being shit that you neglected or actively chose not to pursue.
Like, every time, honestly, you don't even need to take a turn. There's the road right in front of you, leads to fucking campy, amazing glory, which is like the final deletion, which is what you're clearly going for. And every time the straight path, the obvious choice, would lead you to glory and Valhalla and wonderfulment that everyone would cheer, you take the hardest possible right turn. You go off into a fucking cornfield of dull drudgery and oblivion.
You've been really good with the segues tonight. So Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe fought, and I fell asleep. I took a fucking nap. These two have zero chemistry, and I was bored. 15-minute nap I got. Oh my god.
This is where I should talk about the match.
Did you see it?
No, I fell asleep too.
Alright, we had a nap.
I'm not even. This is fully not a bit. All right, I was tired.
It's not.
Because some other stuff that was happening in my life. I had been up for a while.
Vampires.
Look, it was a whole big thing.
We handled it though. No more vampires. Ghost Tractor maybe still.
But anyway, because of the vampires, I was very tired. So I legitimately fell asleep during this match. I couldn't fucking tell you what happened in it.
I don't remember if I fell asleep or if I just slipped into a time vortex or...
maybe I was just browsing Facebook and that my brain had turned itself off. It's possible I went into a fugue state, but all I know is that the bell rang for this match, they did a couple moves, and then the match ended, and I briefly went, that was short, until I looked at the clock and realized time had passed that I was missing.
Seth Rollins won.
I couldn't even tell you how. It doesn't say on the Wikipedia page, so I don't know.
I don't think he used his new magic knee.
I
think he won on a roll-up.
I still hate that. I still hate that they had him beat Triple H with Triple H's own finisher after kicking out of Triple H's finisher with one finisher, and Triple H didn't kick out. They did everything they possibly could in the universe to sell that Seth Rollins is the guy who uses the pedigree now, and then he immediately stops using it. Fucking why?
You just censored yourself with a cup.
I was upset.
I understand.
We're talking about a PG show here.
God damn. And then the main event. Look, this has podcast mostly been about talking the House of Horrors match. Haunted Tractor especially. Fuck you.
Haunted Tractor was the best part of that match. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck it. If the title card isn't Haunted Tractor, it's because I couldn't find a picture. I fucking might change the name of the podcast, Haunted Tractor, to stop me. You can't. So, Braun Strowman beat Roman Reigns in, like, one of the most predictable moves I've ever seen, except for the Universe, who was like, Roman Reigns is going to do it because he's Roman Reigns, and I feel like being cynical. It's like, nah, man. As Boy enlightened me, Roman Reigns' brother died.
So he's clearly looking for some time off. You emotionless, sympathyless fucking pod people.
Except that I think he's like back on there, but like
no, he's not.
No, he's not.
No, I don't know if he showed up tonight because I don't care. But like, I hope he's not. I hope he's taking time to deal with his fucking family because he deserves it. Also, fuck you, internet and crowd. Side note, look, I know he's the bad guy, but if someone's literally spitting up blood and might be dying, chanting "you deserve it" is fucking ghoulish. I'm sorry. You can chant what you want, blah, 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 blah. You paid your money. Fuck you. That was shitty. That was shitty of you.
And like this, okay, this is where it transitions less of a, like, you know, and speaking as a ghoul, this is where it transitions from like, you know, hey, don't shit on the product, maybe, you know, be part of it, which I have some belief in that, but then I have some reservations about it as well. And it turns into, golly, guys, maybe don't wish murder on a man.
Like, yeah, look.
This stops being about the show and starts being like, an assessment of the people in the crowd.
Like, because there's every chance. I mean, it was obviously probably kayfabe. I get that.
Sure.
But at the same time, like, that says some shit about you.
Yeah.
Because you all say, well, we don't like this. We don't just like Roman as a talent. Or at least the people of you who have brains. Side note: if you think Roman Reigns can't wrestle, you're just stupid. I'm sorry. But the people who just hate the booking or whatever, I really hope y'all weren't fucking chanting "you deserve it" because that's shitty. That's genuinely pretty shitty. I don't
think anybody who watches this show engages in that sort of.
No, I mean, you have to be hate watching the show at this point because I've called you a fucking asshole a lot by now.
Yeah.
And I will continue to do so, by the way.
But, I mean, like, it was a stupid end to a stupid show.
Puts over Braun Strowman really strong, though.
Which was also stupid because I don't, like, the longer this goes on, the less I like Braun Strowman.
But I agree, but I refuse to be one of those. I refuse to do the reverse. Just like they're, for some reason, doing the reverse and liking Braun Strowman despite him getting literally the exact Roman Reigns push, I am not going to dislike Braun Strowman for getting the Roman Reigns push, even though I don't like him. Good for him. It sells t-shirts. It puts people in seats. Fine. Good for the business. I'm not mad. But unlike you crazy assholes, I'm going to stop watching. No Triple H. Me and my friend Mark are going to stop watching. I genuinely, as long as Braun Strowman's the main event, I don't care. I anti-give a fuck. I'm not watching your show. Probably won't watch your next pay-per-view if I can find anything else to podcast about.
They're still in
and
NXT.
I'll be looking.
I mean, yeah, it's not hard.
As long as this asshole's the main event, nothing against him as a guy. I don't care about his gimmick. I don't care about his push. I'm not going to watch the show.
Yeah, I found some things to hate about the dude, but we won't talk about that here. I mean, the pooping app is part of it.
He pins places he pooped.
It takes a certain kind of person.
Person likes to know where they pooped.
No, it's a person who likes to let other people know where they pooped.
Is it a public app? Can you see?
I think so, yes. Well, I mean, and he obviously shares this data.
That's the thing. Yeah, you're right. He does because people know. If it was just a private app, I could get it.
Yeah.
Because then you could, like, have a data point to remember, oh, don't do that again.
Yeah.
That was a bad place to poop.
Or like, if you have, like, an intestinal problem, you know, that might be information you just need.
Like, okay, I'll need to poop about here.
Yeah.
On this drive.
But whatever. Yeah, at least the next pay-per-view is a proper SmackDown pay-per-view. And you know, because I don't. Fuck.
Everything's better when nerds talk about it.
Sure.
Fuck it, let's get hot.